Hi, my name's Caroline. I'm a humanistic integrative counsellor, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to achieve your life goals. So hopefully this will be just a quick video. It's quite practical. It's very much about goal orientated techniques. So in therapy speak, that would be solution focused therapy. Sometimes I build this into my sessions with my clients if there are some real short-term goals that they are looking to achieve. Usually it'd be part of longer term work, but I do sometimes work with people very short term as well. And these are a couple of the tools that I found really helpful. My clients have found really helpful to turn things round in their lives. So starting off with what they call, this is very often used in life coaching as well. It's called the Wheel of Life. So excuse the Blue Peter drawing attempt. So you can download this Wheel of Life from the internet. There's lots of resources out there. Etsy is a really good place as well to download. There's loads of self-development tools on Etsy, and you can print them off, colour them in, write all over them. They're downloadable. They're usually really cheap. There's some people on there really creative that have made these tools look beautiful. So you can use them for yourself or your friends and family. If you're a therapist yourself, I use some of the tools, particularly stuff around bereavement, really helpful. Really nice to have these lovely visual supportive materials. So yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head the lady that I used, but just go and look on Etsy. And if you found any tools that you find helpful, please feel free to share them in the comments. But I love also the old spit and sawdust. It's a bit Blue Peter, but it works. So this is called the Wheel of Life. And so you start off with drawing yourself a big circle, and then you carve it up into, oh my God, 8 parts. So it looks a bit like, did you ever play Trivial Pursuits? I absolutely hate that game. I'm so bad at sort of general knowledge. My knowledge is very specialist, and they never ask any Trivial Pursuit questions about psychology, so I'm always really rubbish, hence why I hate it. I never win. Yeah, so carve your pie up into, I like doing it into 8 segments, but you don't have to. You can add more, you can add less, whatever feels right for you. And then you choose, this is to represent your life and the areas in your life that you would like to improve upon. So I've just randomly selected 8 areas that a lot of people are interested in working on or who struggle with. So I have randomly picked fun, domestic organisation, friends, family, career, romance, spirituality / personal development, exercise / fitness. That could also include well-being, although well-being probably goes hand in hand with a lot of this other stuff, and finance. So, but you can choose anything. If you're planning on retraining, then maybe you want to include a segment about your studies. If you have a specific goal that you're aiming for, you know, maybe moving home, you might want to include that as a specific segment of your pie. It might be about, so under exercise and fitness, you could also include your diet. But yeah, anything that you like, pop it down into your piece of pie, into your big pie. And the middle represents 0 and the edge here represents 10. So the idea is, under each segment, you decide how satisfied you are with that area of your life. So what have I got? This doesn't represent me. So if your exercise and fitness is up to 9, you're doing very well indeed. Romance here is down to 1. We've got spiritual / personal development here at a 6, career at an 8, friends, family at a 3, domestic organisation 5, fun 7, and finance 4. So this is completely subjective to you. This is your own representation of your life and how you feel about it, as a real snapshot in time. You don't have to justify what number you put on your pieces of pie. This is just how you're feeling in the moment. And then it's helpful to sort of draw a line that represents, you know, this is approximately 6, and then just sort of colour it in. And if you want to do it nicely, you know, different colours. And the reason why we do this in imagery is because our subconscious brain, which drives 95% of our behaviour, 95% of the choices that we make in our lives, our subconscious brain mostly works in imagery and in emotions. So the best way we can get in connection with our subconscious is by either using imagery or using our emotions. So by drawing this, representing it in a symbolic form, we're actually starting to get that information into the big part of our brain that drives most of the way we live our lives. So what we're doing is we're trying really hard as well, whilst we're doing this process, and this is probably one of the hardest parts, we're trying really hard not to judge ourselves. So, you know, if, I don't know, let's say you would really like to be in a romantic relationship, but you're feeling like there's absolutely no romance in your life, or if you're in a romantic relationship but feel as though you're missing the romance within that relationship and you're recording it down as a 4, we're trying really hard, and I know this is easier said than done, trying hard not to judge ourselves as we record this. This is just to get a kind of a litmus test of where you're at the moment. You know, and if it's helpful, do it with a friend. I mean, obviously, if you're in therapy, do it with a therapist, because then you can have that really helpful therapeutic conversation around, you know, what makes you choose a 1, what makes you choose an 8, you know, how are you feeling looking at this? And that's a helpful process you can do yourself as well, is to just notice how you feel when you're putting your pieces of pie down. You know, are you feeling sad about this being quite a small part of the pie? Are you able to feel proud of yourself that your fitness and exercise is really high, or you're up at a number 9? Are you able to sort of pat yourself on the back for that? How are you feeling around you know, your finances being a number 4? What's coming up for you? What emotion is that? Fear? You know, could be fear, could be sadness, there could be some anger there. You know, around, does it tie into romantic relationships? Because a lot of this will all be interlinked, and there'll be a lot of connections going on for you in these different pieces of pie. So this is a very layered exercise, but it doesn't have to be. You don't have to go deep. Obviously, I'd always recommend going deep, but if you don't want to, then this is just a really practical tool to help guide you towards your next steps. So yeah, once you've got your wheel of life, the idea is you choose which ones you really want to work on. What are your priorities here? So, you know, you might feel as though this exercise fitness piece of pie is you're doing really well, but is that because you have to really kind of push yourself? Is that something that you're having to really keep an eye on? Is it something that's not just part of your life, but is something that you're really struggling and you kind of really don't like doing it, but you're sort of forcing yourself? I don't suggest you choose all of it because that could feel very, very overwhelming to decide you're just going to do 8 different areas of your life. I personally, I would prioritize sort of 4 maybe, but what often happens is that things like personal development will then also be linked into career, might be linked into relationships, might be linked into friendships, might be linked into exercise. Things like having fun or choosing well-being as a priority will also have knock-on effects with all of the areas of your life. Your domestic environment, if that's something that you really struggle with, keeping organized, keeping tidy, if you're able to start chipping away at that in order to get it into a more manageable state, then you're most likely going to feel more able to have a bit of fun. You might, do some decluttering, and as you're decluttering, you might find, let's say, some books that you bought ages ago, and that might lead you into a new hobby. Or you might find some photographs from years ago and you might reconnect with old friends. So there's lots of ways in which this is all interlinked, but I would suggest that you choose sort of a top 4, maybe 5, to really kind of say, okay, now this is what I'm going to focus on for the next however long. Then the next part of this process is to buy yourself, I'm always going on about this, buy yourself a journal. Okay, make it a cheap one, but make it attractive. Why do I say that? Okay, so in a lot of sessions that I have with my clients, there is a theme when we talk about journaling. The theme generally goes like, oh, I've got loads of notepads, but I don't know where to start. Or the other theme is, I've got some beautiful notepads, but I don't want to ruin them. I don't want to ruin them with my thoughts. So I just leave them untouched. Okay, so being super practical here, I mean, there's loads of kind of areas we could look at in terms of, why are you feeling like your beautiful journal isn't important, you're not important enough to ruin your lovely journal. But I'm not going to do that today. We're going to just say, buy an attractive journal so that you look at it and you feel, that's quite inspiring. So I've got lovely, amazing Frida Kahlo, and I've got bundles and bundles of them, different journals. They don't have to be expensive. They can be cheap as chips. Most supermarkets sell them for a couple of quid. I was in Donnell Mill the other day. They've got gorgeous ones for like 2 quid. So yeah, there's not a lot of excuse there for not getting one. So make it attractive, something that makes you feel like reaching for it, inspires you to open it up, and but make it cheap. Don't allow the excuse of, oh well, what if I'm just writing rubbish in there. Don't allow that excuse to take root, because it's paper. It's paper. That's all it is. So anyway, and what I would suggest, if you have the kind of the block of, I don't have time. When I wake up in the morning, I just reach for my phone and I scroll instead. Or when I go to bed at night, I'm too tired. Put it by your bedside table, on your bedside table. Or if you sleep alone, put it next to you. Put it next to you with a pen, so that when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do after if I'm sure there's other things you probably want to do first, but don't let it be an excuse. So have it within hand's reach with a pen that works, so you can literally, as soon as you wake up, can grab it and start putting down some words. Okay. I have a rule that I do not allow myself on the phone until I have at least opened my journal and at least put some words down. Now, the other thing that is a theme in sessions with clients is, I'm not good at writing. I'm not good at writing. I don't know what to write. I just feel massive pressure when I have a pen in my hand. I feel like I have to write something clever or important or interesting. Take that idea, screw it up, throw it away. What we're doing here is, don't even call it journaling, call it like list writing. Call it brain dumping, call it word vomiting. You don't even have to write words. If you want to scribble shapes, or draw, if you're good at drawing. If you don't want to draw, you just want to like scribble around, go for it, because the point is that we are trying to get back in touch with this subconscious brain of ours, and we are showing our subconscious brain that we are wanting to connect with it, and that we're wanting to show it what our priorities are now. Okay, so every morning or every evening, or both if you're really brave, or really determined, write a list. I've actually chosen too many here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've just written a list of 5. Okay, so write a list, maybe put them in a box or a cloud, or just write a list of your priorities for the day. So what have I written? I've written finance, organisation, exercise, food, fun, and well-being. I kind of would say fun and well-being are probably the same thing for me. We're all different. And in the morning, have a think about, what could I do? So finance, what can I do today? What can I do today that's going to improve my finances? Doesn't have to be immediately improving them. It doesn't have to be an enormous difference that I'm going to make to my bank balance. It can be something as simple as I'm going to list that garden spade that I never use. I'm going to list it on Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to clear out all the books I don't read. I'm going to create a bundle of them and I'm going to put them on eBay. I'm going to put that dress that I never wear on Vinted. Or if you don't have accounts on these online marketplaces, maybe your goal for the day is set up an eBay account, set up a Vinted account, have a look at eBay, Facebook Marketplace, see what's going on there. If you're feeling really like you've got a bit of extra time, it could be, I'm going to research different energy providers, see which ones are cheaper, something like that. What I'm saying is, it doesn't have to be, you know, something that might feel huge, like, you know, it doesn't have to be, oh, setting up an ISA, although that would be a great thing to do, even if you don't start paying in, setting it up. Actually, I think you probably have to pay in to set it up, but what you're doing is you are, even if you don't actually achieve the thing you set out to do, you're still prompting your subconscious that this is now your priority. This is one of your important things you want to tackle. So just by writing finance down, you're sending a little message, just a little one. Organisation. So domestic organisation. What can you do today? Or if you're at the end of your day, what have you done today? Most of us, you know, actually do quite a lot each day around domestic organisation, but most of the time we don't even notice what we do. We just kind of do it, you know. Write it down. Write down what you've done. Did a wash load, painted the toilet door. You know, I'm trying to think of something DIY. You know, planted up my hanging baskets. You know, it doesn't have to be big, enormous kind of sweeping changes, because this is a daily practice. That's what we're trying to get into the habit of doing. And even if under organisation all it says is made my bed, you're still organising your home. You're still putting energy into wanting to have a nice environment for yourself. And even if there's nothing under there, but you're still writing the word organisation, if that's one of your goals. Exercise, again, even if you don't exercise, you're just writing the word exercise. Food, this is not, repeat, not in flashing neon lights. This is not about judging what we do or do not eat, or the quality of what we do or do not eat. But if you are interested in improving your diet, improving your nutrition, the absolute first thing you need to do is write down what it is you are eating every day. If you want to be really fancy, also take a photo, because that way you are really, you know, reinforcing that message into your brain. This is what I ate today. This is what I ate. This. Showing the picture, the imagery, that's really going to get down there into your subconscious much faster. I have done a video about emotional eating, and one of the things that I really highly recommend is that you just start to notice what you're eating. Please try really hard to be kind to yourself, because this can be a real area that we can beat ourselves up in, especially people who have this be perfect urge or messaging going on. So don't treat this as I've got to get everything right, I've got to tick every box every day. No, no, no. All you are doing is you are writing these words down. That you're prompting yourself, you're prompting your subconscious brain, you are telling yourself that this is what I want. This is what I want in my life. I want fun. I want more fun. I want well-being, you know? And then if that helps, if you find that helps, you know, take 5 minutes at the end of the day when you go to sleep. Write out your goals, write out, and when I say goals, I mean like tiny little goals, like go for a 10-minute walk. Doesn't have to be big, because one of the other big, huge areas for getting in touch with our subconscious brain is repetition. Repetition, repetition, repetition. So if all you're doing is writing those goals out day in, day out, you're still activating your brain to start to focus on those goals. You're prioritizing those areas. And if you stick at it, you will start to see changes. You will start to notice that, let's say you keep writing down exercise, 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 gradually our subconscious, but there's loads of research about this. Dr. Bruce Lipton has been writing about this. Chase Hughes off the Behaviour Panel. Lots of YouTube videos out there, lots of research that really backs this up, saying that what we focus on, especially if we focus on getting this into our subconscious through imagery, emotions and repetition, there's other ways as well, but those are some of the ways we can really focus in. So yeah, just write those lists. If you then feel like writing about your emotions as well, that's even better. But like I say, I'm not keeping this video short. It's nearly half an hour. Here we are. So anyway, I hope that was helpful, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you find these techniques useful, and thanks for watching. See you again soon. Bye.